where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Open my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We're back with another Music Monday on this Monday. Y'all smash that like button, sub up to the channel if you're new, and if you haven't done so already, of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers, occasional try hauls, and y'all know this is Music Monday, where we just take a break from the sneaker talk, man. Not that I'm not dropping sneaker content around the clock, but another, like, I guess you can say deep down passion of mine is music and just hip hop in general. And I feel like they go hand in hand with the sneaker culture. And I could go down to history, which we probably did that when I first started doing Music Monday. But other than that, man, I'm not going to do all that tonight. I'm only going to be on this joint for like an hour. So as y'all guys come in and out, smash that like button and, of course, sub up to the channel if you haven't done so already. And sign up for that sold out Discord. I got the link pinned at the top of the comment section. And it's free to sign up. Or, of course, we continue the sneaker talk. We got a food section, a sports section, and obviously a music section and many more. So, man, pretty much it's free to sign up. I'm not forcing anybody or charging anything because y'all know that's not my style, man. I feel like YouTube was one of the best platforms where it used to be everything was just available at your fingertips and free. Still is, but then there's also a lot of like more stuff that came in to bring in more bread, which I'm not hating, right? Salutes to YouTube. But anyway, man, tonight's topic. Obviously, we got another update on the Diddy trial, which I'm gonna be honest, if you're like me, I'm kind of tired of the Diddy stuff, man, but rumors is it could be expected to be deliberating this week, so they're trying to get it done from what I've seen from my research before the 4th of July. So, I mean, that says a lot. I guess, like the judge, I don't want to seem like they're rushing them or anything, but again, I mean, to me, it's been a lot of the same information. So we're going to go over that, talk updates of the Diddy trial, of course. Probably say that towards last. And then looks like we have R. Kelly's been hospitalized, but I think he's out. But I do want to cover the R. Kelly story loosely, right? And I'll probably start there because that'll be my shortest story. I know that he's locked up. I know what he did, what he's been, found guilty of. It doesn't sound good, right? Okay, so we're going to be covering that. And why I kind of stay off the R. Kelly topic, because it's a touchy subject depending on how you look at it. And I'll leave that right there. And, of course, we're going to be talking an update on Fat Joe's lawsuit, because we did talk about it on pretty much on Sold Out for sneaker content. But we're going to cover, like, the rabbit hole of it, because I don't think we went too far. So I'll start with R. Kelly, roll to Fat Joe, and then we will talk the Diddy trial, because some tell me that one will probably take the longest. Again, he hasn't been found guilty of anything yet, so we're going to go down to play-by-play on that with Diddy. And, of course, R. Kelly, he has, but I think he's been trying to get out. Very unique situation as well too, and I got a lot of thoughts on it, but I want to do my very best to tread lightly. And then I said Fat Joe's lawsuit, so pretty much let me get my screen set up here, and then I'm going to share it. And of course, you guys let me know if audio and visual is okay if you're in the chat as you come in and out, if you're watching or watching playback. But anyway, man, let me find this R. Kelly story right here. Boom, this is going to be very interesting. So let me share my screen right here. Boom, you guys should be seeing my screen and should have audio and visual still good. So R. Kelly apparently was hospitalized pretty much following an alleged overdose in prison. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this was put out on the 18th. So think about this, the 18th, and we're just the 23rd. So this literally is just on like Wednesday when this was reported out, right? Okay, at least from this source right here, which is Hip Hop DX. Looks like we got Manny with the kicks in the building. Says, "Yerp, what up, Manny's? What up? What up?" I'm starting with the R. Kelly story first, then Fat Joe, and then, of course, Diddy. Will probably have a good, strong 20, 30 minutes on Diddy. Pause. You know, you cannot say his name now and not honestly say something because all the stuff that we've heard, right? Don't mean any of it's true, though. But we're going to start with R. Kelly real quick. R. Kelly hospitalized following an alleged overdose in prison, which is kind of weird. How can you overdose in prison? But again, some tells me they have access to a lot more than what we think they do. And I'm assuming he has some type of medication, man. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me share my screen real quick. Let me put myself back on the main screen. How old is R. Kelly? I'm very curious. Hold on. I gotta look this up real quick. R. Kelly, it's gotta tell his age, other than all the stuff that he's been guilty of. So pretty much 58 years old. I'm gonna share my screen here again. Boom. This is R. Kelly's age right here. Yeah, born January 8th, 1967. So he is 58, and meaning within pretty much, 2 years, he will be 60, dog. Not a good place for what was once considered, and arguably still be considered, one of like an R&B legend. But he hasn't had a great track record either. You know what I'm saying? We've been hearing stuff like this about R. Kelly for years. And, you know, he had the one trial where he was found not guilty. And it's like, dude, that means, you know, you don't want to be attached to this stuff again. So, I mean, we also seen that Gayle King interview where he like was yelling and screaming and he spit on her lip, and she said she struggled to keep it professional. You know what I mean? But yeah, so R. Kelly's pretty much not only a songwriter, right? He's a singer, songwriter, and record producer. So meaning he could get in there and produce too. You know what I'm saying? Man with the Kick says, did the CEO give give it to him? I think so. You know what I'm saying? I think so. If I'm not mistaken, right? And keep in mind too, he's tried to take this all the way up to the Supreme Court, and they pretty much to repeal his he was in a RICO. You know what I'm saying? And RICO charges means they just have to have you like in knowledge of the stuff. If I'm not mistaken, usually RICOs are very, very tough to beat. No pun intended there. But you know what I'm saying? Not taking shots at Diddy or anything like that. But RICOs are those cases that really nobody wants to have, right? Okay. But let me get back to the article real quick. It says, R. Kelly has been hospitalized after suffering a drug overdose while in prison. According to the disgraced singer's lawyers, prison officials gave him an overdose of medication as a part of what they claim is an assassination plot. Again, it could have been something as simple as an accident. Somebody read the damn prescription dose wrong. You know what I'm saying? People's eyesight. And I'm not trying to find no out for anybody in here, but again, and who's to say this may not be true? It says his lawyer said in court documents, Mr. Kelly's life is in danger, and the danger is coming from the Bureau of Prison officials and their actions. Mr. Kelly needs this court's intervention. His life actually depends on it. Again, I forgot how many years. You know what? I got to look this up real quick because I haven't really covered the R. Kelly story that much, mainly because I know how YouTube is. R. Kelly sentencing. I got to see how many years he got, right? I got to look this up real quick because to see how long, because he's 61. So R. Kelly is serving 30-year federal prison sentence. He is initially convicted in New York in 2021 and charges including racketeering of trafficking, for which he received a 30-year sentence in June 2022 and February 2023. His incitement charges However, 19 of those years are being served concurrently, meaning will effectively spend an additional year in prison as a result of Chicago's conviction. His total sentence is 30 thus years. So pretty much the other one, I think he got like a 20-year sentence. And he got a 30-year sentence, but they're running concurrently. So it's like, bro, he's still like, when it runs concurrently, mean it runs together, right? My bad, I just need to get a sip real quick. But pretty much running concurrently meaning together. So whatever the highest one is, you're gonna run that one together. So pretty much he's probably at best, and you in the Fed times you gotta do what, 80% of the time, you know. So even he could still be bit out in like a little less than 20, but that's still a long time. You know, that's not no light sentence. You know, double digits already sucks. Single digits probably already sucks. When you got 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you know what I mean? Different ball game. Where we at real quick? Slayer in the building says, "What's up, Sneaker Squad? 100. What up, Slayer? What up? Y'all smash that like button as y'all come in and out, homies." We just starting with the R. Kelly trial. It says Kelly is reportedly back in its solitary confinement, but his legal team want him under medical supervision. What is happening right now with him is insane. I hope that this really results in someone somewhere, somehow getting a hold of him today and getting him back in the hospital. I'm curious. None of my business, but I mean, when it brings to the public, people are going to have their thoughts. Anytime your business is on Front Street, trust me, people are naturally nosy, man. They're going to want to know. They want to curious. And too big. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't really do the social media shit and all that. But anyway, my thing is this. I am curious, even though this makes me sound nosy. I wonder, like, literally, how is his attorney fees getting paid? You know what I mean? Because I thought they had restricted, like, his royalties and stuff, and, like, they got that going to the victims and all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm very curious, and I'm saying R. Kelly got a lot of hits that we probably don't even know about. You know, the man was living comfortably in a condo when they came and got him, so he wasn't, like, in need of, like, homelessness or anything, to the best of my knowledge. It says a spokesperson for the Bureau of Prisons said in response, "For privacy, safety, and security reasons, we do not discuss the conditions of the confinement for any incarcerated individuals, including medical and health-related issues." So pretty much, this could be true. This could not be true. You know what I'm saying? Because you think about this, no real information is getting out there, and it's basically what? His word against, like, his attorney's words against theirs. You know what I'm saying? They got to find, that would be it's a hard case to prove. You know? Where we are real quick, let's see. Manny says, Slayer, strong arm salute. And then Manny says, that boy Cook. It ain't looking good, but I do admire their, like, trying to get him out of there. I mean, at the same time, dog, when you behind bars, your attorney really, really banking on you. You got to pay. I'm pretty sure you don't put enough up where they can work with you, where when you get out, you still owe them a little something, you know? I'm just saying. And as rumors is already, like, if you think about Thug's RICO case, that was a milli. You know, if I'm not mistaken, a whole million. Brian's still going to eat for life. You know what I mean? Because he's on the Diddy case, speaking of which one we're going to be bringing up. You know what I'm saying? He is going to be, you know, he's at one of those superstar attorneys. Where we are real quick, Slayer says that Manny with the hands up 100. Slayer says, hopefully he don't pee on himself. Hey, chill. Ding. I see what you did there. I mean, that whole situation about that, since we're going to talk about it for R. Kelly, you know, have you seen that skit where Dave Chappelle did it, where it's like, yo, who sits there and let somebody just let you do this? But I mean, you never know the moral of the story or the conditions of what that other person was under, if this is indeed true, you know. But it's one of those things where, like, it's people are into that. You know, you don't know if that was wanted or not, but the problem was the person's age, but he wasn't found guilty of that. But people did have a field day with the jokes on R. Kelly, man. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, they were out there, but my thing, R. Kelly situation, not supporting in any way, shape, or form. But to get a whole RICO of the situation, it seemed like they would take other people that should have been involved, that should be, you know, catching charges too. And even as we get ready to go to this Diddy situation, same thing. RICO usually, and I'm not saying this is not a thing, but RICO usually mean they got a whole group of people, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's rare that you see, well, it's coming more common now that you see a RICO on one person. You know? Dirk's in a RICO, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of people facing it right now. Let's see, Manny with the kicks with the skull. Where we at real quick? Let's see. Big Money Sonny says, "What up? Puffy gonna get a pardon?" Who knows, man? He hasn't been convicted of anything yet. He hasn't. They are supposed to be deliberating this pretty much, like it could start this week, but again, he hasn't been found guilty of anything. We don't know. For all we know, that man could walk out those doors a free man and break. I'll tell you this: what are the if he is not guilty, the internet is finna break. If he is guilty, the internet is gonna pre-break. Like people are gonna be still buzzing about it. But you know, he's had people out there saying free Diddy. You know what I'm saying? That's a strong statement for a lot if he's harmed so many people, you know? Where we at real quick, we got this in quotes. It says, additionally, the Bureau of the Prisons does not comment on pending litigation or matters that are subject of legal proceedings. It was not revealed what drugs R. Kelly was administered or for what purpose, with it only being known that the singer had reportedly been ill with symptoms such as dizziness, feeling faint, and changes to his vision after the drugs were taken. His lawyer also claimed that he lost consciousness. Wow, so he lost consciousness. Meaning he passed out in there, you know what I'm saying? But obviously, thank God somebody was watching to get them guys up out of there, or get them up out of there and get them to a hospital. Kelly and his team have made repeated claims in the recent weeks that authorities are behind alleged attempts on the I Believe I Can Fly singer's life. Man, they gotta mess with him, man, with these songs and stuff like that. But I mean, they come with the game of media. Kelly's lawyers filed a motion alleging that a member of the neo-Nazi gang Aryan Brotherhood had been contracted to kill the singer in exchange of an early release. Prosecutors reject Kelly's wild claim as repugnant. I get that. That is a stretch. Like, why would you know? I'm not saying it's not a thing and not real, but it's like, dog, how do you pick one of the toughest guys in there and say he's after you? And it's like, you know, why would he be? That's a question that they were probably going to ask. Their written response to the motion stated Kelly has never taken responsibility for his years of SA children, and he probably never will. Wow. That's what the motion stated? Damn. So that's the response, like the rejected response? That's kind of harsh, dog. This is my thing. Getting something like that back, I would give up, dog. The written response to the motion stated Kelly has never taken responsibility for his years of SA abusing children, and he probably never will. Wow. This is my thing, dog. That's letting you know. You got it. They're shooting for the moon, you know? At this point, you're just giving the attorneys money, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. You know? Or where we at real quick? Let's see. Man of the Kick says, oh, Ish Polo, can you undo my fault getting on the wheel and the heat wave? My bad. You talking about, you deleted Slayer? What did you do to him? Where we at real quick? What did you do to him? You timed him out or something? I gotta look at this joint because it just says remove. I don't want to delete it. Put user in timeout. He ain't in timeout. Yeah, but I can see his messages though. I can still view them. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. Man of the Kicks. Yeah, it's gone now, dog. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I think you undid it. You did the undo. Yeah, you did the undo. I appreciate it. I saw it. My bad. I think Manny didn't mean to do that, Slayer. Cause I know sometimes how Manny be moving, he had all that in his pocket. You know what I'm saying? But let me share my screen again, real quick. Boom, right here. Yeah, I didn't. My bad. Where Manicure says I don't know, Polo. I had my phone in my pocket. My fault. How did I not know? Let's get the last part of this real quick, and then we will roll on to the next topic here for Fat Joe. It says, untiered Kelly now asked the court to release him from an incarceration indefinitely under the use of financial conspiracy. They also said Kelly now asked the court to release him from incarceration indefinitely under the factional conspiracy. Kelly's motion makes a mockery of the harm of suffered by Kelly's victims. So it was like they're saying, like, dog, you just won't sit there in silence. I mean, if he got the team behind him that's willing to still try to get him out, you know what I mean? That ain't, because obviously he's making some money in there, but some of the stuff is getting like garnished and everything, man. It's just crazy to see R. Kelly in a time like this, especially at one point he was pretty much, and he still is like an R&B legend, but it's kind of one of those he's went down too, you know, big time. But I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? You would have never know, you know, and all these stuff that I've always heard about him, nobody's ever really confirmed nor denied them, you know what I mean? Kelly, of course, you know, he puts out his statement, but it's kind of like vague. Let's transition on to the Fat Joe situation real quick, and then of course for like the last like 15 minutes or so, we'll close out on the Diddy stuff, because some tells me that's going to take a minute to get through. Again, as y'all coming and out, smash that like button. Says Fat Joe team slams fraudulent $20 million lawsuit. He will not be intimidated. Says Joe previously filed a lawsuit against Terrence Dixon, which is his hype man, right? Who has accused him of an exploitative labor. So I guess overworking him. Now this is reported from June 20th, so just like a few days ago. I did cover some of this on the Sold Out Live, but this should probably be from the music side of things of what he's trying to do. So I just wanted to make sure I reiterate this, and then pretty much as I get to the last part of the Diddy trial, we'll go there pretty soon. But Dave want to cover this one real quickly. Manny says, I think he's still in timeout, Polo. How the hell you put homie in timeout, bro? It don't even, let me see, like, it give me the option, like, it tell me to put user in timeout, but I guess maybe because you did it, I can't do it. My bad, Slayer, it was an accident. Manny jacking up, because I don't know, because if I say remove, I don't know if it like means remove him from the channel or what. Yeah, we'll be all right, dog. He coming back. Our bad, Slayer. Where we at real quick? Let's see. Fat Joe's legal team has torn into the $20 million lawsuit filed against him by his former hype man, Terrence T.A. Dixon. Now, if you're like me, I didn't even know. I thought DJ Khaled was his hype man, but apparently I'm wrong. You know, and then the few images I tried to find on Saturday, it still wasn't major images of this guy. So my thing is, this the hype man is supposed to be just as well as known as like the actual group. Like, case in point, think of some of the GOATs we can think of hype mans, right? Flavor Flav, right? He was with Chuck D, and you know, pretty much, yeah, legend, but you know, he's still memorable because of what he brought to the team of the hype man. And I don't even know what literally like inspired Chuck D and them, like Public Enemy, to even get somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it worked for him. You know, Manuel Kick says, it's accidents, multitasking going wrong. It's all good. My bad, Slayers. Yeah, my thing is that another great hype man that we can think of, right? Right after Flavor Flav, you can think of who else? Where am I? Like, there's GOATs of hype man, because DJ Khaled seemed like one at one point. You know what I mean? But this guy we never heard of. Also, I'm thinking of, right, one of the GOATs of hype mans of a group was Slowdown. Remember? He was a member of the St. Lunatics, Nelly and the St. Lunatics, but no, like, he ain't, you know, he didn't make music. He made some songs, but we also know, like, he was always got, like, who the guy with the mask? Who's the guy with the mask? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell does he do? You know, why has he got a half mask? You know? Manu Kick says, it's 110 degrees over here at the moment. Damn. We got up to 100 too. Like, it got so hot here, the off mode but on mode, it got so hot here, is no hot, you get that? The Nelly joint. But anyway, it goes so hot up in here, it cut our power off, dog. I was told, like, yo, we lost power for a bit. You know, some people air conditions tripping and shit. a lot. You know what I'm saying? Memory Kick says Sunny salutes 100. Where we at real quick? The lawsuit filed from Tyrone Blackburn and Terrence Dixon is a blunt act of retaliation, said Fat Joe's attorney, Joe Tropicana, in a statement shared with The Independent. The allegations against Mr. Joseph Antonio Carrego, and that's aka Fat Joe, are complete fabrication, lies intended to damage his reputation and force a settlement through public pressure. Mr. Where we at? Cartinato, I'm assuming, and probably saying that wrong, will not be intimidated. He will take legal action to expose this fraudulent campaign and hold everyone involved accountable. Tropicana said that the allegations against his client are complete fabrications. So pretty much, he's letting them know he's trying to fight back because Fat Joe saying he won't do that, right? Where we at real quick? It also says in a complaint, Dixon accused Bronx-born rapper of conserved layer exploitations, financial fraud, and actual manipulation. I'm saying that on purpose. And then it says violent intimidation and psychological surhoing. Dixon and his attorney Tyrone Blackburn also alleged that Fat Joe had actual relationships with underage girls as young as 15. Other accusations is the complaint include money laundering, tax evasion, and forcing him to humiliate situations, including record S acts. Dog, cool. This my thing. Should an attorney even take this? If I'm an attorney, I'm like, do you have any proof? And they just say, without looking at it, and they just say yes. Dog, this screams like a money grab. You know what I'm saying? Like an upset friend, which is kind of jacked up. But you know that's a thing though, right? That's the name, especially now, man. I don't know if y'all seen it going around, man. You know how like Nike's just like do it? It just seemed like this point, the name of the game now, since times are just in rough spaces and weird right now, technically, and a lot going on, just sue it, bro. That's the thing. Hey, go get, that's another form. It seems like they're treating that like that's another form of employment now. Now, for the true victims that really out there trying to seek justice, I understand. But, you know, also I always ask the question, why wait so long? That's when nobody really got an answer for it. I mean, they got an answer, but it's like, even still, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Let's see. Fat Joe filed a defamation lawsuit against Dixon and his attorney earlier this year in a complaint that the precedents that the $20 million case. In that complaint, he accused Dixon and Blackburn of conspiring to extort him for money beginning in March when they sought financial compensation for Dixon's alleged involvement in some of Joe's discography. He also accused Blackburn of falsely accusing him of pedophilia, which you know what that is, in statements shared with Tropicana. So yeah, I mean, this is true. And again, you have the right to defend yourself. And it's definitely hard to, when strong allegations like this and being accused of stuff like this, long story short, it's hard to like freaking, those are some strong words. You know, nobody wants to ever be attached and affiliated with that, especially if they didn't do it, you know? It says these allegations are completely false and a part of a criminal conspiracy orchestrated between a disgruntled former hype man and his attorney. Fat Joe said in a statement at that time, these two individuals have been scheming together to extort him with their elaborate and ludicrous demands, changing, no pun intended there, which is weird how I'm used to saying ludicrous and now saying this is ludicrous. Demands changing by the day. It says the ruthless threats, harassment, and defamation I've endured is their petty, scandalous lies are ultimately deplorable. So I'm saying they're not even really shouldn't even be entertaining this. It says I'm taking legal action to expose their misconduct, and I'm fully confident that the facts will reveal this is nothing more than a deceptive and desperate scam. Again, if I'm not mistaken, his attorney is Tony Bugsby. If I'm not, that's what's been floating around. So allegedly, I don't know. It says again. Oh, if I didn't say this at the beginning, Whole Live is alleged and opinionated base. I don't know a mother freaking thing. I'm just reading off the internet. And yeah, giving a few thoughts, but I'm not saying what I do or don't know because I don't know. Right? Just feel like should throw this out there. Some of these topics, man, get really, really unique and tough, man. It says the complaint filed by Joe also pointed out that the judge, Denise Coate, has already criticized Blackburn's career as a lawyer, accused him of improperly filing cases in the federal court to garner media attentions, embrace the defendants with a scandalous allegations, and pressure defendants into settling quickly. So, yeah, so his attorney is actually pretty much Blackburn. It's not actually Busby. It's it's not Tony Busby. It's Blackburn, which I had read that in the beginning, so that should have already told me there. But it sounds like a Tony Busby type of situation. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. So again, and not taking shots at anybody, but a lot of these suits have been coming out. Says another judge, J. Paul Oyton, warned Blackburn earlier this year that his legal filings are repetitive or repeat with incorporate statements of the law and full of similar irrelevant issues, misstatements, and aggravations. So pretty much people over exaggerating stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you're just throwing this and stop wasting the court's time and or money and your client, because you're most likely these type of cases, if I had to guess, they take them on pro bono. Meaning, yo, we gonna get ours if we get the case on there, this, that, and the third. I'll take the time. But I mean, how much time do they really take? Because I mean, if you're really vetting them, like some of them claim they are doing, then some of this stuff, when we make it to the public, is like, y'all really bought this? Like, come on, dog, come on. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents on it. I just think that literally now, who hasn't been thrown in a lawsuit at this point? Even we saw the Tyler Perry joint. And we don't even know if this is true. He's got hit with a lawsuit. It's like anytime certain individuals, and y'all fill in the blank right here, start to make some leeway to climb up to the top a little bit further, they get shot down with some negativeness. Even this happened to Diddy because, he had just got like that BET like Icon Award thing the following year. He got the key to the city of New York and had to give, at least I know he had to get Ellen back, And I'm pretty sure they told him like, yo, if you're not found guilty, we'll give it back to you. And they got some type of speech, you know what I'm saying? But he had the key to the city of New York, And again, I'm about to start the Diddy situation. So sit back and grab some snacks. Because this one, man, I got several stories. I'm going to start with the Diddy trial pretty much set to pretty much could go into deliberations. But I'm going to start there because that's the most current one. But you also got where Cassie, she was threatening people. I'll probably start with that one, right? What Suge Knight thinks, and then I'm gonna cover the pretty much end of the trial. But it's my thing too, and I'm curious if they got audio of this because some of this stuff is very interesting. I'm gonna close out the Fat Joe story here. So pretty much, man, y'all still should be seeing my screen, and it looks like here, Cassie heard threatening a man over a freak off tape. You know what I'm saying? Again, too, wasn't she the person that pretty much testified against Diddy? And she also got a nice chunk of change from Diddy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. And I'm not sure if I'm going to sit here. If they got the audio, I'm going to play it. But you know what I'm saying? It lets you know, everybody got a different side of them sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Who is to blame on? Is this Diddy? You know what I'm saying? And how long were they together? You know, man, a long time. I'm not saying what he did to her was right. That's not cool. But you know what I'm saying? She didn't just leave, but that was some rough times back then, man. I hate seeing that, and to be honest, people have been asking me a lot too already, like, yo, you think he guilty or not guilty? I'm like, look, I'm saying this. What they got the charges on, for me, debatable still, but what they're painting him out to be, that's not looking good either. You know what I'm saying? They don't got him look like, and then the sad part is his trial's not being recorded because it's federal, but at the same time, it's kind of one of those, it's federal, but they're not they got all you can get is these drawings, and the artist, man, he's really has he really been giving his all or what? You know what I mean? Because to be honest, I've seen way better, no disrespect. his stuff is good, but it's like, dog, is this really what he looks like right now? Like you're supposed to paint the picture of what we can't see because we're not allowed in there. Like some cases, we've seen people pull up and stand out and record and do like pretty much daily updates to that joint. It's exhausting. You know what I'm saying? That's exhausting because we seen the chick on the Breakfast Club. Who was it? Lauren LaRosa. She been active out there, and a few other people. You've seen some YouTubers go out there and everything. You know what I'm saying? But let's start with this one real quick. From June 19th. Let's see. We got Diddy. Cassie once threatened a man over after he revealed that he heard that she had seen one of the freak off tapes made by Diddy. Diddy's legal team played the audio clip in court, and the singer confronting a man named Sugat, who claimed he had seen the actual explicit video. Cassie can be heard saying to the man, "It's my effing life, and I'll kill you. If you don't show me right now, I will kill you, and I will hide you, and I will cut you up and put in the effing dirt." Damn. No disrespect, but sound like she bought it to me. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, is Diddy the only monster in this situation? I'm going to put this in quote unquote. It says, she went on and threatened to get somebody else to kill the man. It says, "I've never killed anybody in my life, but I will kill you. It's not going to be blood on my hands. Someone else is going to do the job." It says the clip was originally played during Cassie's testimony, but it is only now being made public during cross-examination. Cassie admitted that she did confront the man over the video. Cassie was also was the party recording the exchange. Oh, wow. So she recorded. Wow. Why record that? It just screams like nothing but evidence, but I guess maybe she thought that, she's on a level with Diddy because, that's my man, and pretty much to a certain extent, if that's your boo, she gonna get special privileges. You know what I'm saying? Prosecutors played sections of the 3 videos, each just over 10 minutes in length, with the jurors given headphones to listen to the audio. Jurors were played around 30 seconds of each clip, and it reported that X noises could be heard coming from the headphones. Wow. I don't know if I would want to watch this as a juror, dog. You know what I'm saying? Think about this. Like, no, I do not want to see, like, if the descriptions of these freak-offs, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't even want to think about that. You know what I'm saying? The only person I want to be in those type of parties is me in that party. And then, but you know what I think of too? If I'm going to keep it real, Hugh Hefner, RIP, because I think he's no longer with us, right? How come he never got brought to any of this? This dude had a whole mansion and was making a business of it. Was he doing not a form of like prostitution, Because what's prostitution, right? Let's Google this. I got to figure this out. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So this whole live is a legend and opinion based. Let me Google prostitution. I gotta know what this is. What is prostitution? Let's see. What is prostitution, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? What is prostitution meaning? Right? So pretty much, okay, cool. So, but this is the thing. This is so vague, but I'm gonna share this anyway. Says the practice or occupation of engaging in sexual activities, and I said that on purpose, with someone for payment. You know what I'm saying? But it's supposedly that's illegal, right? We're all pretty much guilty of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna say legal. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting in legal in this joint. Legal. Boom. Pretty much in California, prostitution is illegally defined as engaging in actual conduct for money or compensation. This includes the act of actual intercourse or lewd conduct in exchange of payment, as well as the act of soliciting or agreeing in such an exchange. Right? This is my thing, right? You could easily be up to 6 months in jail or fined with $1,000 fine, but I guess this one is different because there's also other stuff. But this is my thing with this. Who doesn't go out on a date and spend money? You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is my thing. Could this be, I'm going to say this for an example. Could this be a form of prostitution? Work with me here. You meet a chick. Y'all hit it off. You'll go out on a date. You pay. And then y'all go back to, say, your place or her place. And then, You finish your job. You know, y'all have, let's just say y'all have a great night. You pay for the date. Now, how many guys you think are hoping that could be the perfect night? Like, I spend this bread and still get it in the bed. You know what I'm saying? Bars. But my thing is this: that could easily, based off these definitions, it's so like vague. You know what I'm saying? Some chicks I know for a fact are looking for men. You know what I mean? That will spend money. Some of them refer to them as gold diggers, right? And then some of us, you know, consider the new age, the young bucks say like, "Oh, I didn't know you was a trick. I'm looking for a trick." When they say that, they looking for a guy that's willing to spend all their money on them, and in exchange, you know, they'll, you know, let you do, you know, a few things they're into. That who is that on? Right? That sounds like it's on the ladies. You know, no shots at the ladies in general, but it's like, if you looking for all that, you and that guy just is doing what it takes to make you happy, like, come on, dog. There's a lot of forms of prostitution. And again, I guess it depends on the level of what you're doing it. Now, Diddy's level may be just somewhat type of, you know, on another level. You know what I'm saying? Where we are real quick. Let me read the rest of this. It says prosecutors played three videos just over 10 minutes in length, and the juror given headphones to listen to the audio. Jurors were played around 30 seconds of each clip and reported that the X noises could be heard coming from the headphones. One juror could be heard giggling when the clips were first shown. That would probably be me if I had to watch that shit. But I probably wouldn't even look at that. I don't think I'd watch that shit. They'd be like, "Yo, you gotta watch it." I'm like, I gotta find somebody else. One juror could be heard, read that one. It says a juror has also been removed from the trial following concerns that they had not been honest with their residency. Like, so pretty much where they live, their residency, like where they live. It says Diddy hasn't been tempting to get a mistrial over the incident, claiming that the prosecution were targeting a black juror. However, that was rejected by the judge. Diddy's own conduct towards the judge during the trial has gotten him in trouble. Yeah, remember he kept nodding to the juror. Like, what is he supposed to do, dog? Like, my thing is this. I guess he's like, is that Tim trying to say, like, if you guys make the wrong decision, I will too, because I still got power behind bars type of vibe. You know what I mean? I don't think so, but Diddy's always known for having like a trembling problem. And this is my thing. Homie's nervous. He hasn't been able to talk. He has to just sit there. You know what I'm saying? He can't look how he wants to look. Because I guess if he was to, because you know, you can request this type of stuff. Like if you think about like Thug them or Melly them, they were able to get their hair did or whatever to be presentable for trial and could wear clothes. Diddy got where he could wear regular clothes. So that's another thing too. We read that where he could wear 5 different outfits that he could change throughout the week. You know what I'm saying? This stuff where we keep seeing these like mock-ups with him in his like orange jumpsuit. I'm like, he don't got to pull up like that. This is his official trial. You know what I'm saying? That's why I know some of this stuff is just doing this for the clicks. You know what I'm saying? Judge Haran Sobranaran accused the rapper mogul of making faces and nodding towards the juror while witness was being questioning. Let's see. Haran said to Diddy's attorney, Mark Affilio, your client was looking at the jurors and nodding vigorously. That can't continue, or I will give a limited instructions you won't like, or the measures including barring your client from the courtroom. Do you understand? Man, he's being kind of strict. Affilio said it's not going to happen again. Let's see. Sobrano then warned this cannot happen again. Wow. So Diddy can't even sit there and just nod his head at, you know, the jurors. He's just got to sit there like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's got to be pretty boring. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep it real. Gonna close that part out. Boom, here. I think I want to go here. So pretty much I'm going to cover this for like the last 10 minutes. And then pretty much we will wrap this up for Music Monday for Diddy. Again, they could be starting like deliberations this week. So this is the last one I seen. Diddy trial, jury expected to begin deliberating this week. You know what I'm saying? Even feels like Melly trial was way longer than that. Says the long-running trial is finally coming to a close. Again, this is reported June 23rd, which is basically today. And it says, let me get this right. It says, Sean Diddy Combs, he goes by Diddy, but his name is Sean Combs. Weeks-long ex-trafficking and racketeering trial is winding down, with the jury expected to begin deliberating by the end of this week. The schedule was laid out by both sides and Judge Haran at the end of the court proceedings on Monday, June 23rd. Where we at real quick, says cross-examination of the government's final witness, HIS Special Agent Joseph Carcinio, is expected to take up to early part of Tuesday. So pretty much they're saying they got another person they're gonna probably ask, but again, this pretty much going to be like closing statements if I had to guess coming up, if they could be starting some matches this week. I've been hearing rumors that Diddy was going to take the stand, but I've also seen that there's officially said he's not going to take the stand. Now, a lot of people saying and the thing is too, if you think about this, a lot of people who never been in court or been to trial or stood in front of a judge, I'm going to tell you why he may not want to take the stand. I'm not saying he is or he isn't. Rumors is, I've heard two different stories, right? So this is all alleged. But rumors is why a lot of people don't take the stand. Because if you take this, even if you didn't do nothing, even if you know for a fact it's not me, you got the wrong guy, we've already pointed out, and you decided to take the stand. Now, I know we got Hurricane Chris, for an example, but again, if he's sticking to the story and ain't got nothing to hide, which that's what his case fell on. I'm not saying it was cheap, but I'm pretty sure he had to come off the hit. But anyway, this is why a lot of people don't want to take the stand. Or why your attorney, they can't tell you can't take the stand, but they could have you some legal advice like, we don't want you taking a damn stand. Because they're going to have to come up with questions for you to make you look innocent and not become off biased. But you got to do it a little bit, but you can't over-exaggerate and say like, all right, dude, you're really stretching it. You know what I'm saying? But some people do. Then he's got to get the prosecutors. They're probably going to start first, because usually prosecutors start with the questionings and then they pretty much cross-examine by the defense. But prosecutors start asking them questions. Let's just say he answers them one that's suspect and they lead them down a rabbit hole. And they don't just start out asking you simple questions. Let me clarify this. Like, if you ever had to face an experienced attorney or prosecutor, they don't start out with like, did you do it, yes or no? I'm like, no. Then get out the stand. That ain't how it goes. They bait you in, tell the story. The story they have documented on you, they started in and they have it written where you don't even realize you're being questioned. Like, and you went down this way, right? And you're like, you got to be like, down which way? You know what I'm saying? Like, they bait it because they telling the story and got it all up on the screen. They know you already frustrated and don't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they gonna take their time. They try to build, and that's what they try. That's their job. I'm not saying I support it or like it or want to work it, but that's what they do. Let me get to the article real quick because I want to make sure I finish this up in time. It says, once the government rests, the next section of Tuesday will be devoted to Rule 29 motions, attempts by the defense to argue that the government's evidence is insufficient and either part or all of the case should be dismissed before it goes to the jury. So I'm assuming, and think about this, Diddy has, to the best of my knowledge, nine attorneys. They're all going to have a closing statement, or they're probably going to have their strongest one take because you can't take all day, but you got to get straight to the point. I don't know if they're all going to speak on his behalf or have it like a team speech where they got it together and really sell it on the jury and really practice, because that's what he's paying them to do. Or is he just going to have the main lead attorney do the final spokesman? Which he probably is going to lead it that way, but they probably going to make sure they all together prepping this shit. You know what I'm saying? Man is facing what? 30 years, if not longer. Think about it. If he's and this is my thing, or it could be longer, but he's facing a lot of time. Plus how old he is already. You know what I'm saying? He got kids that are adults, Where we are real quick. It says, after that, the defense will present in its case. Diddy's defense team made it clear that they will finish up by the end of the day Tuesday. Interesting. But, they can probably ask if they feel like they can't. They can ask for more time, to be fair. And the judge could possibly all right, I'll give you another day. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes they be just as tired of hearing the stuff because, really, the judge is just, whatever the verdict is, he reads his thing there. But when you're doing a trial by jury, the jury comes back and however that comes back, what your verdict is. I think you only need to have two that's really willing to eject to call it a mistrial or saying you're not guilty. And or it could just be one. I think they all got to be in agreement. But again, with the federal, it may be slightly different. You know what I'm saying? But I think they have to come together. If they can't come together, you know what I'm saying? All you need is one or two, a few people to stand up for you. You know what I'm saying? And could he have that? If he got a fair trial of 12 people, no, you're judged by what, 6, right? If I'm not mistaken. No, judged by 12. You're judged by 12 jurors. So, my thing is this. You want to get as many on your side as you can. You saw what happened with YMW Melly, mistrial. And he's still locked behind bars. My thing is this. If y'all ain't got a set court date, off mode but on mode, if y'all ain't got a set court date for Melly and he just doing regular visits that he can do where he could out still be making money, homie's been locked down for what, knocking on 7 years plus or right at 7, give or take. Yeah, I think that's a bail. Give him a bail. He been in good behavior, you know what I mean, till we figure it out, Let me get back to the pup stuff real quick. No pun intended with bars. It says, it is unknown as of this writing how many, if any, witnesses Diddy team will call leading up to and during the course of the proceedings. They have mentioned a number of possible witnesses, including the mogul's longtime head of human resources, Badetta Dunlap. And then they have forensics psychiatrist Dr. Alexandra Barty and Dr. Louis Aron, forensic video expert Connor McCourt, and most recently a paralegal from the defense team itself who would be brought or not to testify about direct knowledge knowing about the case, but instead as well as to give evidence that hasn't been introduced. So you got some people saying that this can't happen, but they're going to bring up new stuff. They're going to try to hit them all over the place. You got to definitely make your jury think. And again, trial by jury is always the most expensive cases because that's a lot of work for an attorney. You know what I'm saying? It's not one of those where it's just you and the judge and, the people that's supposed to be there and that's it. And most likely those cases, you most likely you can get bail, get some type of setup. But when you got to do the trial by jury, it's up there. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't want to go to trial by jury. You know what I mean? Some attorneys use that to get the other person to, all right, cool, just plead guilty or settle out of court type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Last week, People's Danielle Blatcher wrote in the news that Combs himself would not be testifying. Wednesday, it's scheduled to be taken by the charge conference where the judge will finalize the instructions to be given to the jury. Where we at real quick. So pretty much it's moving pretty quickly. It says on Thursday, closing arguments are set to begin. They are expected to continue into Friday. Diddy attorney Tenny Gores estimated on Monday that her side closing will take at least 4 hours, and she expected to give the government to be around the same time length. So, I mean, that's going to be crazy. She's going to do 4 hours, and she got a lot of stuff to make the juries think. And then, same thing for the prosecutors. They got to close out, too. Everybody get closing arguments. You know what I'm saying? Man with Kick says, take that, chill, bro. Hey, chill. Yeah, it says, once closing arguments finishes, likely on Friday, the jury is expected to be charged, and then the deliberations will begin. The mogul is facing 5 counts, racketeering conspiracy, trafficking of Cassie Ventura, transportation with intent to commit prostitution relating to Cassie, you know what I'm saying? Trafficking of Jane Doe, which rumors is that's pretty much like, one of the other celebrities, that's one of their chicks. And cause they didn't put her name out there, but you know how the internet be internet, so what's kind of rumoring around, right? I don't know if it's true, so I ain't even gonna put it out there, but I mean, people, if you've been seen with a person, people gonna start looking at the time and automatically start doing the math, dog. So pretty much it says transportation and intent to commit prostitution relating to Jane Doe, and jury selection for the trial begins on May 5th, and testimony started a week later. Yeah, so pretty much this has been going on since May. Here we are. It's pretty much June. yeah, I mean, I thought it was his last 2 months. So I mean, obviously they're moving rather swiftly here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Again, I don't know what to expect of this, but I don't know if Diddy got a shot or what have you, right? Again, let me put myself on the main screen because we coming up on an hour mark, so I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up. But Diddy is in obviously the fight for his life, but he's been there, and that's why he's been able to hold it down. But at the same time, dog, this one is a big, big case. You know, something that obviously he don't want to take light. I see you, Long Beach says salute and respect to Polo in the chat. Appreciate that. Most definitely. I'm just giving my close out real quick before I wrap it up, man. Pretty much we covered Diddy's trial. Pretty much they're gonna probably start deliberating this week at some point, depending on how these pretty much closing statements go. And then if you think about it, we could have a verdict probably just as early as next week. You know, again, I hope the best for him, but at the same time, dog, I will say we've seen some pretty negative stuff. But if they stick to the facts of the Diddy trial, then I mean that's gonna be a tough one if you think about that. And then also we covered pretty much R. Kelly trying to obviously, get some type of leeway, but I mean that's definitely not looking good for R. Kelly. I wanted to just keep it strictly there tonight because with R. Kelly could probably definitely get a red flag on your channel. You know what I mean? If you talk too much. And not saying that I don't know how to feel about it, but it don't be something you don't want. And then of course we talked Fat Joe's lawsuit that's going on with his former hype man. So that's a very unique situation where it seems like more people at the time, like the public side of things, because you got the public opinion, look like they're more so leaning on Fat Joe's side. I mean, to be honest, like I told y'all, I never heard of the hype man. Where we at real quick? Let me read the last few bits of the chat, and then we're gonna wrap things up here for the night. Where we at real quick? So we said Manny with the Kick says Joe Jet salutes. What up? What up? Let's see. Long Beach says this Diddy situation is wild. That case has taken a twist and turns. Yeah, it's been all over the place. And I'm gonna just close out this too with that. Like, people that's taking a stand that he quote unquote was like, I guess with the intent to prostitute allegedly or what have you. They all said they wanted to do it though. Sometimes they didn't, but sometimes they did. I'm like, that's a gray area to me, right? Allegedly, right? But it's like, it's a thing. I have a saying, right? It's different if we make you do it one time, you're like, all right, I'm never put myself in it again. And 2 times, like, all right, this is the last time. But then the 3rd time you do it and so forth, then I mean, you ain't. I don't know. That's a gray area for me. You know what I'm saying? So again, these are some strong allegations. It's gonna be a tough one for Puff for sure, man. And it says Long Beach Joe just says salutes to Manny. Most definitely. So yeah, man, pretty much. Let me just wrap things up for tonight. Appreciate everybody for coming through and showing love, being active in the chat and the conversation, of course. Pretty much y'all know what we talked about. The pretty much the dirty like with the they're coming to him. They're gonna send him back, and they said we're gonna hit him with that back. So yeah, he got a whooping. You know what I'm saying? Then of course R. Kelly came through from the hospital, and then of course Fat Joe, he came through and everything was fine. You know what I'm saying? Yo, let's see. The Water says, yo, new to the channel, you who these be at shock and dropping all shared before. He says this week. I mean, it's just been a lot of people, man. It says new to the Sherman, let's see, be forever on the Charlotte. Oh wow. I mean, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? It's a little too soon for this one, man. But pretty much, man, let me wrap this up for the night. Appreciate everybody for coming through and showing love. Y'all smash that like button. Sub up to the channel if you're new and if you haven't done so already. Of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones. What I normally do is make content about sneakers. Occasional trying halls, and y'all know this is Music Monday. I'll see you guys again on Wednesday with another Sold Out Live, another Sold Out podcast. But until then, smash that like button, sub up, and yeah, man, I'll see you guys again on Wednesday. Peace.
Damn, man. know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Open my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December.